So I just want to say that this book has nothing to do with the Titanic. Okay. But
Okay.
they do say that it was the Olympic that went down and not the Titanic.
Yes.
Anyway, perhaps we could start this third part because we're fourth part. We're now into the fourth part. And this is for the 7th of September, 2025. Um, and perhaps we could talk about what happened in 1958. Yes, because I believe if you've ever read the book called Fruit from a Poisonous Tree,
True. Mel sample, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
um, they changed the law from legal from common law, yes, to legal law, and legal law, as far as I can see it, from what you've said, because it is a corporation, yes,
Right.
because
Yes.
it is the bar,
Yes.
it's a communist system.
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're living under a communist system.
We
And
Yes.
have for a long time.
Yes, but people
and
don't
they
know it.
changed it in 1958.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it happened long before
Right.
that,
But that's when
but
the
officially in
yeah,
58. Yes.
mechanics of it. Yes.
right on the year I was born. I mean that's pretty bad.
Right on what?
The year he was born.
Oh, the year you
Oh,
were
can
born.
we blame you then? It's your fault, David?
Well, you brought in the legalese, David.
See?
Well,
So
hopefully both the problem and the solution were born at the same time.
Oh, that would be great. We'd love to
Yes.
see that.
that would be great.
So we'll talk about the solution. Yes,
Okay.
because like you say, it's a communist system, and you have the best way out, which is using an affidavit, using truth, yes, personal truth,
Yes.
to sort out a problem, yes. Which
Yes.
brings us to the problem I was talking about in the email I sent you. Um, one that they went to who was it? The guy went to a commission somewhere, and he wanted to talk about um, NASA, and he was thrown out of the meeting.
Hmm.
Did you see that video that I sent?
Not had a chance to watch it. I put it aside. I'm going to watch it, but I'm familiar with what took place to a small degree. So yeah, you can't speak the truth because if you speak the truth, you're vilified, you're demonized, you're out, you're a
Yeah,
crackpot.
The whole system is a lie and a fraud and a scam.
Yeah.
And anyone who exposes it in any way is going to be shunted aside. That's just the way it goes. And again, as I say, the people have never stopped the evil that exists. They haven't done it. So if they've never stopped it, the evil not only continues, it escalates.
Yes.
And this is the same with the courts. Okay. Now, since Margy, well, years ago before I met Margy, I was doing this work and she was doing it on her own before I met her. And then we joined forces about 33 years ago and continued doing what we both have been doing forever. All right. But I can tell you, with all of the wins that we've had over the years, the system has apparently noted those wins. I can't guarantee this, but the system has noted those wins apparently and has changed a lot of the rules and the regulations and the statutes. Of course, we don't deal in statutes, but we deal in courts and we deal in rules of the court. And a lot of those rules have been changed to stop the constitutional positions.
Mm-hmm.
And very few people in this country will use constitutional positions in court. They just don't. And that's the only thing. Look, the system is blatantly corrupt, okay? And it has been for a long time. The the main thing that the people complained about in colonial times was the courts, because the courts were
Corrupt.
extremely corrupt then, and they're extremely corrupt now, and the people have never stopped that corruptness. So people don't have much of a chance in going to court. But people who don't use the Constitution and don't have a lawyer,
No chance.
which is the best, okay? If you don't have a lawyer, then you're doing pretty well, because the lawyer is part of the bar, and his allegiance is to the courts and the system and not to his client. Okay. That's why we should get rid of all lawyers, all attorneys, get rid of the bar. But we don't, because we don't get rid of those things that are evil in this country. We don't get rid of the evil military. We don't get rid of the evil Congress. Okay. We just don't do it. All right. That's the bottom line. So when people go to court today, unless they use the Constitution and know how to use it, they're cooked right away. That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, last time you were saying something about people not being educated.
Right.
You use a stronger word than that.
Educated. Yeah. It's a
Um,
word that an artist friend of ours used to use about people who thought they were educated but were basically idiots because they really didn't know what was going on. They were lost in their own thought processes and weren't able to see the forest for the trees. And he said, they're educated. They've got a lot of letters after their name, but they're walking idiots. And I thought, I like that term because educated is what it is. We have not been educated. We've been indoctrinated. So it's educated. You see, it's a good catchphrase for me. And it gets the point across that the education system, people say, oh, it's failed the people. Well, it has basically structured the people. It's brainwashed the people. So it's not failing the system. It's keeping the status quo in place and then some. But it's a complete disservice to anybody who thinks they're going to send their child to school and he or she is going to come out the better for it. That's a mistake.
And the people haven't stopped that fraud, okay, and lies within the educational system. They don't do
Yeah,
it.
even though they suspected, if you go back to like the probably early 70s, when things started really going wonky with crazy maths and this and that, the people saw something wrong then, but they couldn't get enough gumption together amongst them to say, we don't want this. So they pull their kids out of school and they put them in a private school or a charter school, or they homeschool them. So they stepped around the problem. They did not confront it head on, which is what should have happened. And in the first place, there shouldn't be any federal interference in this country with education. That's not the federal government's business. And the people just did not understand that once you let that behemoth into your little pond, they're going to scoop it right up and take it away from you, which is what has happened. And the idiots that are running the educational systems, and I put that in quotes, they go yes or yes or yes, or they do whatever they're told because they get federal funds for this and federal funds for that. And if they say something that's out of line, they don't get the funds. So it's always a money game. It's a manipulation. And the people who are in this system, to me, they have no conscience and no souls because they've allowed it to go on. And they have never stood up for the people and say, these parents are correct. This is garbage. We're going back to the old school. Never done that I know of. If it's happened, it's been an absolute rarity in little tiny hamlets because nowhere have I ever seen it. And that's a disgrace. It's on us as a people. Jack's right.
well, we bring up the idea when you talk about education. There were two theories. One was germ theory, and one was the terrain theory.
Oh yeah, that's in
Yeah.
medical speak. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, and the corrupt side, let's say,
Yes.
wanted the germ theory to win.
Yeah. Yes.
And in the same way that they pushed on us Einstein.
Yes.
Now, I remember being at school, and there was a thing on television, the most intelligent man in the world, and that was his picture. I was like, wow, that's interesting. Indoctrination, yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. It's all indoctrination. They
It's
tell you something.
it's what they want us to believe.
Yes, they do. It's
Yeah.
about perception. I said that earlier. It's about controlling the perception of the people. Because if you have captured their perception, you can send anything to them and they'll take it as literally true. It's gospel because this group, whatever their titles and their authority is, dictates to the rest of the people. The people go, oh, yes. And everyone else will say, oh, yes, because they don't want to be different from the rest of the crowd. It's the same old thing. You know, the Japanese used to say, you don't want to be the nail that stands up, because if you do, they're going to hit you with a hammer and knock you down. So we have, I would say, a systematic problem with cowardice. And I don't
Yes.
mean that to be vulgar or rude. I mean it because it's
True.
true. Because people don't have the courage of their own convictions. And personally, I can attest to this. When my children were in school, going back a number of years now, because they're all adults with kids, when they were in school, if I saw something going about that I didn't like, I investigated it immediately. And I gathered other people, other parents, because I was part of the PTO at the time, and said, this is not right, and this is why. And I'd show them my data. And it was before computers. You had to go to the library, look things up or whatever. But I did it because I was aware of what the trend was. And I knew the trend was going to communism. And so I made an effort, and I got other people involved with me to make the effort, and stood up before the school board and said, we will not have this, and this is why. And guess what? I got my wish, because my wish was justified. And I had people behind me who were standing up with me saying, yeah, what she said. Okay. They didn't do it
They were
themselves.
seconding you. Yeah.
Yes, they did at least second me. So what happened was we got results, and we got that garbage thrown out of the school criteria. Now, if I could do it, one person, okay, anybody can do it. It's a question of recognizing it and then saying, do I have the courage to be different and stand up and say, this is wrong, and keep going until I get the desired results? Or am I just going to sit back and say, oh, well, there's nothing I can do. They said it's okay. See, I can't do that. I've never been able to do that.
As we've said before, people give away their power
Yeah.
and their authority to authority. Okay. Authority is a major concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
A misconcept.
Who has the authority? Now, the people, if they have any self-confidence, if they have any self-respect, if they have any modicum of intelligence or just common sense,
Yeah.
they are their own authorities. They don't look to other people for authority or direction or to tell them what to do and how to do it, okay? Because they stand out in their own authority. So they don't surrender their authority to some nebulous authority that assumed authority under some type of document or some type of rule. And through that authority, they rule the whole damn kingdom or the whole country. But people don't respect themselves.
Not enough.
People are always looking to someone else to solve their problems. Like I've told you, when I started this all those years ago, it was to teach people how to use the power and the authority of the Constitution to engage and defeat unconstitutional governments across the country. That was the objective. Of all the people that have come to me, and then when Margy and I got together, all the people that have come to us, which is in the high thousands.
Many
okay.
thousands.
I think I mentioned this last time. I can count on the fingers of two hands how many people actually were concerned about the country. Okay.
Got the big
They
picture.
didn't do much, but they were concerned about the country. Everyone else was concerned about his own personal issue. They don't give a crap about the country. And I've said this before. If any American audience are listening to this, you don't care about your country. You don't love your country because you don't demonstrate that love and you don't demonstrate that concern. You simply accept the evil that the American corporate, communist, Jew, banker government imposes upon you. And it's not only government, it's governments throughout the country. And they're all evil and they're all corrupt and the people obey all of them. So what can I say? I mean, Margy and I are looking forward to getting the hell out of here. Okay. We're glad we're not in our 20s. We're very happy about that.
When you say to getting out of here, what are you
Transitioning.
talking about exactly?
Going to
Transitioning,
the other side.
going to spirit, going to source.
Ah,
Time when it's our time. It's not our
yeah.
time.
Well, there's a thing. Do you go for reincarnation,
No.
or do you
No,
not
that's
at
a
all.
trap.
or do
No.
you go for ascension?
No, neither. I go back to source. Don't fall for any of those terms. They're traps. They're tricks. They're just another part of the devil's plan to get everybody back into the same cycle again. Okay. Don't go for that because that's a lie.
Look,
It's
if the guy,
false.
Satan, whoever you want to call him, Lucifer, whatever, rules this system with an ironclad hand
Stay away
or
from it.
hammer. Okay. And if you think he rules the system, which he does, he
Mhm.
rules the system
It brings you
where
back.
people go when they pass. So if he's evil here, he's evil there as well. All right. And if you talk about deception, the deception in that, what we call it a halfway house.
Halfway house.
The deception in that halfway house is absolutely insane because people go over and they see mom and dad or brother and sister and they run to them and they're so happy to see them. They're so happy to engage. They think they're in heaven. No, they're in a halfway house and they're forced over time in that halfway house to come back to this evil world again and serve evil. Okay. Margie and I wish to go. I don't know if we will, but we wish to go directly to the source. We came directly from the source. That's where we want to go back to, what we want to go back to.
Well, I certainly hope that we all get there. Yes,
That's what free
not
will is
just
all
you.
about.
Yes, we all get there.
Well,
Back to
you
the
have to
source.
exercise free will. In order to do that, you have to challenge everything that you believe. And I don't think there's any way around that. And I know this is going to upset a lot of people because a lot of people have their what they believe are the tenets of their faith, and they have their attachments to this book or that book, whether they're Roman Catholic or they're any of the Protestant denominations, or they're independent, or they're Buddhists, or they're Hindus, or they're
Whatever.
Muslims. It doesn't matter. We've all been lied to. The stories that go into religion, I think, were created by the same evil entity that runs the show here. And they were designed for control and to keep always an ongoing division. My God's better than your God. My way's better than yours. And all of it's nonsense because it all dictates you. And if you look at the truth of spirit, spirit is free. Spirit is not dictated to by anything because it's part of all it is. So why would we continue to let ourselves be subjugated to a fraud? And not only a fraud, but a malicious fraud that is living off of our energies because it can't generate divine source energy itself. And I think when people begin to recognize how badly they've been deceived, and I mean across the board, all the institutions that call themselves religious organizations, they may think that they're doing the right thing. There may be people by good people who are trying to do the right thing, but I believe they've been deceived too. Because the only way out of this trap is to go directly to source. And you don't need a religion, you don't need a book, you don't need anything but your own conscious awakening. You're in touch with your higher self and the will to go back to create a source. The rest of it is hogwash. So people that sit for 20 hours and meditate and Zoom and all this other nonsense, you're wasting your time. Go out and do good works, help people, feed the poor, do something positive, get out of your head.
What I say is what you can do, if you want, is rise above all religions.
Yes.
And connect to God,
source.
The Creator, which you would call the source.
That's what we're talking about. Same thing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Same
if
thing.
you can do that, then you're okay.
Yeah.
And don't get caught in the halfway house trap with mommy and daddy and sister and brother.
Stay out of that
and
white light.
Stay there.
It's a fake.
Don't go into the white light. I mean, this is our opinion, and everyone has his own opinion.
That's
we
right.
respect all opinions. We may not agree with them, but we respect them.
Yeah.
We won't go into the white light, okay? Because if you go into the white light, that brings you into the trap of family and attachments and connection to this earth. And then you're, frankly, to use a word, screwed. Okay. Don't get screwed.
The way I look at it is if you're connected to source, that's where you'll go. Yes.
I
if
hope
you're connected to a deception, that's where you'll go.
Yes. But see, most people are connected to this deception and they think they're connected to source because in deception, there's a lot of spiritual stuff going on. Because what's in this dimension is elsewhere too. And that kind of deception is very attractive to people that are seekers. They're looking for something and they'll have some kind of experience, and to them that's really personal and real. So it becomes, this is the way to go. And some other seeker will have another experience. And that's the way for him to go. But maybe none of those are genuine. Because I believe that these spiritual demons, for lack of a better term, they prey on people who are looking for something. They haven't quite found it. They're not sure who they are. And they prey on them. Prey, prey. They're predators. And
Well,
we cannot allow ourselves to be sucked into their predation.
well, these spiritual demons, as you say, they're the leaders of the elite today.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Top
that's
them
correct.
all the way across the board.
That's
Absolutely.
That's
You don't get into
that's
that.
what our elite are connecting to. These
Yes,
spiritual demons.
that's right. And that's why they're in the positions that they are. Only people of that ilk will get into those higher, so-called higher positions. They're in there for a reason, because they're black-hearted and they're soulless. And they don't care about anything except their own personal gain, no matter what that means to them. That's all they care about. They're selfish. It's one of the, they used to call the 7 deadly sins, and one of them was selfishness, greed, all of that stuff. All of those things, okay, are embodied in every one of our so-called leaders. They're scum.
They've got loyalty. Yes.
Yeah, well, loyalty.
Diabolical loyalty.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course, but it's
yeah.
because of self-benefits. They only do it because they think they're going to get the bigger piece of the pie.
Yeah.
It really isn't even loyalty. If you look at
Self-interest.
it, it's it's self-interest again. We go back to the same thing.
So moving on from there, can we just spend 5 minutes talking about the globe deception, or
Sure.
do you think it's the globe is a reality?
No.
The globe, as we are taught, we're spinning on a ball, shooting through space.
No, I don't think that's a reality.
Well, let me interrupt here. First of all, if anyone believes what the system tells them, he's insane, because the system has proven it lies incessantly.
Yeah.
And we don't believe a liar.
No.
Okay. And if we believe a liar, we make mistakes. So we don't believe a liar. So if the system is saying that this is a spherical situation spinning through space, as you say, we don't buy it at all. Okay. It's a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a flat earth? Likely a flat earth. Can I prove it? No, I haven't seen it. But in terms of what they say and what people like David Weiss say, I'll go with David Weiss and his crew.
Yes.
It comes down to what you were saying, vibration and frequency.
Yes.
You can get on that frequency, or you can stay on a frequency that is globally acceptable.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
It comes down to a choice. And a lot of people who are what I would say in the globally accessible group, they're vehement that people who think the earth is flat or might be flat are crazy. They're living in the dark ages. But they won't look at the evidence that people like Dave and Eric Dubay and others have amassed to show why there's more evidence to support a flat plane than there is a global plane. They just won't look at it. It's like such an intrusion on what they think is their worldview, their life view, that they can't fathom it. And that's on them. And of course, it's their right to say, no, hell no, I'm not going to look at it. But to me, that's foolish, because if there's information that I'm lacking, then I might not be making good decisions because I don't have all the facts that pertain to the matter. So I have the kind of mind that wants to know, well, what about this and what about that? And then I'll try to assimilate those facts and make the best decision that intuitively feels right for me. And I think that's what everyone should do, instead of just taking everything at face value that gets thrown at us. And in this information charged world, people are getting assaulted with so-called information day in and day out. Much of it is false, much of it is AI generated. And there's just so much deception. It's staggering. I mean, can you imagine how little we see every day is actually real? I mean, look at the television news prompters. In America, the news presenters are almost all the same type, and they speak in a certain fashion, and they move in a certain fashion, and they present the same stories.
The same
and
words.
We've seen compendiums of news broadcasts from hundreds of stations throughout the country with the exact same dialogue, motions, gestures, looks. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
but I said
especially when you see it. Yeah, especially when you see it.
It's stunning.
And coming back to the globe, there's a lot of truth in the globe. Let's say that, they can present things that sound a lot of truth. Now it's been worked out by AI, excluding all fallacies, that the fact of the globe being reality
Mhm.
is a 30% chance. 30%. Yeah, and that's what AI says. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that 30% is the cheese on the mousetrap, which
Mhm.
gets
Yes.
everybody. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think so. I think so. And nobody's wanting to look at the other 70% because that's, again, that goes right against the grain for these people. And people
Well,
get very attached to their opinions. They do. They're really attached.
well, the
And
70% is talking about the truth. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
if you want the truth, okay, in let's say a program or something that's news related, watch South Park.
Have you seen South Park yet?
no.
Oh my
It's
word.
it's
Oh my
it's an
word.
American program.
It's absolutely how do I put this? It's true, it's crass, it's vulgar, it's profane, but it's hysterically funny. If you enjoy political satire, you got to watch South.
yeah. Do you know Monty Python's?
Oh God, yes,
Sure, of course.
absolutely. Been a
Yeah.
fan of forever.
So what should I be watching? South Park?
It's called South Park, and it's actually an animated series that's on Paramount and CBS. I don't know if you can get those things there globally because if you, I don't know how your
Well, it might be on
intelligence,
YouTube. I can also.
possibly, very possibly.
Yeah.
But they call themselves equal opportunity offenders. They offend everybody with what they say. It's hilarious.
There's a
This,
very interesting play between Trump and the devil.
Oh my word, yes. This year has been very, very funny.
Oh God,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a riot. You have to
You
watch
have
it,
to see
really,
it.
if
I
you
can
want the truth.
imagine. I can imagine. At least people have got a good sense of humor. Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
much.
That you need
Or
it.
many people, anyway. Yeah.
Yes.
In a sense of the
I,
truth as well.
Yeah.
I was brought up like that. You've got to have a sense of humor.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. It's a saving grace.
Yeah.
Truly.
My dad was a businessman, and if he couldn't get people laughing about things, yeah, he'd be taking the money off them, so he was
Yeah.
laughing.
Yes. I guess he was.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have
Well,
a
that's
sense of humor.
business.
Yeah. You got to have something to laugh about because it really is. It's a dark and gloomy picture when you think about communism and the oppression that that has caused people. You know, wherever it has landed and infiltrated itself, it has ruined countries, ruined people's lives, and created a really abysmal situation, like all those dystopian movies that came out in the last 20, 30 years. You know, they're telling us something. They always tell us before they do it. The people just don't pick up the breadcrumbs and make the loaf. They don't understand what's going on. And we had hoped that by now there would be more people who saw the picture that's forming, but there still aren't. And I don't know if the people of this world are going to catch on in time to put their foot in the door and stop it before the troops come through. Because once that happens, it's pretty hard to get it undone.
Last time we spoke with you, we talked about the Bolsheviks, the Jews
Yes,
in Russia.
what they did.
Okay. And when they went in with American money and the full support of America and American
Covertly, of course.
troops who fought for the communists, to the Reds to beat the whites. And when the Reds won, okay, they killed and estimated, and this is probably on the low side, over the years, over 100 million Christians, okay, with the full support of the United States government,
Covertly.
which is a communist government and has been for a long time. Now, the position that people should take away from that, well, first of all, if they don't know about it, they should look it up. Don't take my word for it, look it up. The Bolsheviks unmercifully tortured those people, especially young girls. They had pleasure in really horribly treating young women. Okay. The same is going on in Gaza right now. And the American people aren't doing a damn thing to stop it. The government is not going to stop it. So what happened in Bolshevik Russia And what is happening in Gaza right now will happen in this country. Okay? It
Yeah,
will
we're
happen.
next. We're next.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
And the people are so stupid, they walk into their own death trap.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like the herd of animals who walk into machinery to die. Well, the American people and the people of the world, but especially Americans, are walking into the death trap willingly, and they don't even know it.
Yeah, that mousetrap is always there. Now, I sent you a link for UK column news. Did you have a look at that?
Haven't had a chance to. This last 10 days or so here has been up to our eyeballs with stuff. I haven't
Now,
forgotten. I have a note.
on
I'm
Wednesday, they were talking about um, the Jews and things like that. So
Yes.
I'll send you their program for Wednesday,
Oh,
so,
please
so you
do.
can have a
That
look
would be
at it.
great.
Yeah.
Are
Yes.
you familiar with what Henry Ford said about the Jews in the 30s?
No, but I'm sure it was positive.
No,
No,
he
it
wrote
wasn't.
a
It
four
wasn't against
volume,
the Jews.
4 volume set
It,
on the Jews.
it was against the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. And he wrote a book called The International Jew, and it's on the internet. You
4 volumes.
should
worth.
try to read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they almost,
Didn't Ford supply engines to Hitler?
yeah,
War?
sure he did.
Yeah,
Sure
he
he
did.
That
did.
was before the war started. He was supplying these the
Yes.
motors for the tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there was a lot of business that went on from people in the United States and banks and so forth supporting all of the different countries. War is just business. You have to understand that. They don't have an ideological divide there. It's just money. Okay. It doesn't mean anything. It's just money. Just business. That's all. They don't care about who wins or who loses. It's just, what are we going to get out of this? Oh, we'll both play both sides. And that's how it works.
And people,
You can see that you can see the sense in it all because God creates prophets, but the devil he creates profits.
Yes. Profits versus profits.
Yeah.
Yes. I get it. I do.
now a lot of people demonize Hitler, but if you really take a look at Hitler, he was a very good man who had actually two major objectives: to stop communism, okay, and to rid his nation of communism and reinsert the power of the German people. That was his wish, and he had to be destroyed for that. And the Kaiser in the First World, and the Kaiser in the First World War also hated communism and would not go along with communism. Remember, during that time, the Bolsheviks were in Russia, and the Kaiser said, "They're not coming in here. We're not letting the communists in here." So he was taken out, and Hitler was taken out, and we have these Christian countries fighting each other and killing each other for the benefit of communism and the Jews. How goddamn stupid are people?
Yeah.
Come on, let's face it.
Who was it who said the government and corporations working together is fascism?
Of course.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want to call it. Fascism, communism, tyranny. I don't care what you call it. Mickey Mouseism.
Mussolini said that, by the way.
Yes. Yes, I know. It's pernicious to the people, to the best interest of the people, to justice, to fairness, all of the things that people think a government should stand for and uphold. In this country, the government is supposed to protect the rights and best interests of the people. It's not supposed to exist for its own self-serving manners.
Corporate interest.
It's supposed to be a mechanism which organizes the machinery of government that would take care of the needs of the country. That's what all it's supposed to be, nothing more. And it's way over the top, and it has been for decades and decades and decades.
Getting back to the Second World War again, you probably heard of this General Patton. I don't know whether you know him or not.
Yeah, everybody's heard.
Okay, General Patton. Well, he said, okay, after the war, he actually said this publicly: we fought on the wrong side. Instead of destroying Hitler and the German people, who are amongst the most superior and honorable people in the world, we should have joined with Hitler to wipe out communism. And within, I think, 10 days or less, Patton was dead.
Well, that just makes sense, doesn't it, really?
Of course.
Yeah.
We can't have a general talking truth now, can we? had to silence him. That's what happens. You know, the
Yeah.
people
Well,
who had the courage to stand up were murdered.
unfortunately, we're going to finish in about 2 minutes.
That's fine.
So it's just going to cut off.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But
Well, we can
please
say
keep
goodbyes.
going until then. This is so interesting. I'm not saying that I agree with everything you're saying, because Jack said, "Oh, I think that was 10 million years ago." I don't believe in I don't believe in the timeline. The timeline's being corrupted. Yeah.
Totally.
If we go back maybe 10,000 years, maybe then was the start of the flat Earth. Yes.
Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't have a figure. We're just saying it's not what we've been
Yeah.
told. The stories
10
we've
million
been
years,
told
a long
lies.
time ago. Yeah.
In our opinion, our spiritual view, okay, this Earth is a part of another planet that was destroyed long ago.
It was a remnant.
And that other planet that was destroyed was a very spiritual planet, okay? People from the spiritual realm, entities from the spiritual realm, went there to have a human experience. And the evil god destroyed that planet, took a chunk of it called Earth, and ruled the Earth ever since. So in the very beginning, what was once Earth was very spiritual. As soon as this son of a bitch came over, it's been evil ever since.
Yes, but there's no way you can confirm that either. So it's a belief. It sounds good. You vibrate with it. It's kind of truth for you, but for me, flat Earth didn't start like that. It's a brilliant story how it started. It started from a void, yes, and from that void, just like the Bible says, in fact, the Bible is a flat Earth book which explains everything. I can send you a link for that if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so that's 3 links I can send you. Wednesday's
UK news.
Yeah, UK column news. Yeah, if you watch right through it, I think it's right in the middle. They start talking about the Jews and their influence. Yeah,
Right.
And they're talking about this all the time on their program. And I mean, their program is not going to last much longer. It's going to get scrubbed.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah.
Did you contact them to have us on their program?
I certainly did.
Good, because we would rather not make direct contact, because that seems self-promoting, and we try not to.
Well, if you do contact someone, contact the same guy that I contacted, and that's the King. Yes. Call him the King because his name is Charles.
Okay.
Yes. Charles Mallet.
Charles Mallet.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of Wes Penray's material?
Any of
Wes Penray?
I might have done.
He's a Swedish fellow who lives in America. Just look up wespenray.com. There's a plethora of material that you might find very, very interesting, especially his papers. It's really interesting. I think you'll enjoy it.
Spell out the name.
WESPENRE. wespenray.com.
It's Swedish?
Yes, he's Swedish, but he lives in America now.
Oh, that's my third language.
Swedish? Well, it's in English. You can get it in multiple languages too, but I think you'd find his work very, very interesting, David. I do.
Good. Okay. Yeah, so I'll send you those links.
Okay.
And you can see that. Now, it's been incredible talking about deception with you. We could talk about this for another hour, I'm sure. Yes. There's just so many deceptions, and they're trying to hide it all with that saying, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
the excuse.
They're trying to hide everything with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the difference is between the conspiracy theory, which is when it starts, and it lasts for about 3 months, and then it becomes conspiracy fact because you find out the facts. Like the vaccinations, they say are good for you.